cardigan. I don't know if I'm going to make a whole jumper in a day today, to be honest. Hello, I'm Natalie, and if you're new here, which I mean you are because I am a YouTube baby, this is my first ever video. I love knitting YouTube. I love watching knitting podcasts. I love watching what did I knit last year? I love watching project vlogs. I just love it and I want to be involved, okay? So my first video is going to be a project vlog and it's going to be I knit an entire sweater in one day, hopefully. So that's the plan. I'm going to try and knit an entire sweater tomorrow on the longest day of the year because if you're going to be knitting all day, you may as well do it on one of the days where it's actually light. A summer solstice sweater, the midsummer sweater. I'm going to try and knit a full sweater in one day. But it's not as crazy as you think, okay? I know you're probably thinking, oh, are you mad? It's not that bad. I'm kind of cheating, or like 60% cheating, because I'm making a child's sweater. It's for my daughter. She's 3. I'll be doing like age 6-ish, so it's a bit bigger for her. But yeah, it's a kid's sweater. It's about 13,500 stitches. It's still a decent amount of knitting, but it's not like my size sweater, which would probably be like 3-4 times as many stitches. The pattern I'm using is going to be the Aosta sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl. I've knit the Aosta baby cardigan for my niece. I'm doing a test knit for Sophie at the moment. I know her patterns are good, so I'm just going to use that as the basis for it. A simple raglan. I'm not doing a folded collar. I'm just going to do a really short collar because children don't like being hot, okay? Like up in her neck. And I'm going to be doing rainbow striped. This is where this idea came from. My daughter asked if I would knit her a rainbow jumper or cardigan. Obviously, I said yes. My 3-year-old is showing an interest in my hobby. I'm gonna say, yeah, let's do whatever I can for you to want to get involved. Like, it's so cute. We've even been trying to like knit together. Like, I've been showing her how to do it, and she knows which way to put the needle into knit and which way to wrap the yarn around. And oh, it's so precious. And she wants us to have matching ones. How can I say no to that? As soon as she asked, we went on Wool Warehouse. They had a sale on Drops Air. I've used Drops Air before for a cardigan, so I know it's like, you know, fine and cheap and soft and light. We bought a rainbow, and by rainbow I mean 15 colours, okay? She couldn't decide what she wanted. We've got like 5 pinks. We have all the colours. It's either going to be a jumper, a cardigan, a scarf, a hat, everything that a 3-year-old who likes rainbows could possibly want, or it's going to be a jumper for her, and then a jumper or cardigan for me, and then maybe a cardigan for her too if there's enough. It's going to be a colourful couple of months. The plan is to get up earlier than my daughter, not like crazy early. I think sunrise is at like 3 something. I'm not getting up then. I'm not doing that. I might go up at like 5 and have an hour before Goose gets up and like start the day strong. And then I'll be doing, you know, a few hours with my daughter, dropping her off at preschool, and then we will be flying. I have high hopes. I'm gonna have this done at like a normal bedtime, like none of this staying up till 4 a.m. If it gets to the point where I'm like, this is not gonna happen, I just won't do it. This is for fun, it's not for, you know, it's not that deep. Why do I want to knit a sweater in a day? Why not? I'm really new to knitting. I started in March and I'm just constantly like challenging myself to like learn new things and just really get stuck in. So I've been doing lace, cables, I'm starting colour work and all these fun things. And I just thought, why not try and knit fast and see if I can do that? 13,500 stitches in one day seems reasonable, I think, if my hands still work by the end of the day. But yeah, I'm just doing it for fun. As a grown-up, how often do you get to spend an entire day doing something that you love doing? Not very often. So I'm going to do that. And I think I will enjoy doing it. So maybe I'll be doing more of this in the future. maybe I'll hate it and never do it again. Either way, I've never done vlogging YouTube before. Apologies in advance for the inevitable shoddy camera work, shoddy microphone, forgetting to film things, forgetting, I don't know, just forgetting, okay? Good morning. We are going to make a whole sweater today. I woke the dog up and he's put himself back to bed. But yeah, we are going to make an entire sweater in one day. How hard can it be? I'm not very chatty first thing in the morning. I'm going to cast on and try and do, as much as I can before I have to go to the preschool drop off. It's going to be hot today. It's already hot in the living room. Not ideal for knitting with worsted weight alpaca.
I love love. You want me? You're chatting nonsense.
Hello. I have dropped my daughter off at preschool for the day. I've attached my first colour of the body stripes, which is this orange. I think it's called electric orange, maybe. I've done 2 rows. I probably should have just done 1, but I wasn't really paying attention. And now I'm going to do my German short rows, and I have put the beginning of round as the back of my neck, and then I've put the 4 pairs for the raglan markers, and for my German short rows I think I'm just going to do 2 turns either side and keep increasing, or start increasing, sorry, around the markers as well. Sorry, my dog is knocking on the back door. Okay, let the dog out. What was I saying? Yes, I'm just coming up to the other side of the shoulder, so the front side. So I'm going to do my increases and then do my first turn, do the German short rows, and then just keep changing colours every 4 rows and increasing and making a jumper happen. A little marker just so I don't lose my short row, because I am not very good at paying attention. And then this is like all of the purling that I have to do in the entire garment. Well, I guess I have to do ribbing as well. We've done colour 1, which is this electric orange. My daughter had a very, very specific order that she wanted the colours in, so I'm just doing what I'm told. The pink, which will be the collar and the ribbing and the cuffs of the sleeves. We've got orange first, and next up we've got, I think it's called apricot, sweet apricot, something like that. I'll put all the colours in the description, but yeah, so I'm just going to keep going now, doing my increases and my 4 rows of each colour until I'm ready to split the sleeves. Hopefully now I can start progressing a bit quicker. So my daughter's now at preschool, dropped her off, nice little walk in the sun, and yeah, I'm ready to just get a move on. I don't even know what time it is. It's like 9 something. I have joined colour 3 of the stripes, but 4 if you include the collar, and it's finally big enough that I can change to like both my metal needles. So I've been using the my little shorty set because I didn't have a cable short enough for the circumference. But these are wood and I absolutely hate using them. Like, I don't know how people use wooden needles, but they were the cheapest ones and that's what I got. I thought also I should probably try wood as well since I use metal usually. I've managed to change to like both metal needles and oh my, it's so much faster. So now we're working with this really great bright pink, which I love. And I don't know, I feel like this is very slow. Like, I feel like I don't know if I'm going to make a whole jumper in a day today, to be honest. I can do that in a day worth of hours, you know what I mean? I've been timing myself making my husband's zipper sweater, and a round of that takes me like 9 minutes, and that's well over 200 stitches. In theory, even though I'm a slow, loop it around English knitter, I was like, yeah, I can do that. Like, if I do 40 minutes an hour, that will probably be like 1,000, and then yeah, we could do that. But I don't know, it's just been a lot slower so far. I don't think it helps that I thought I would get a lot done before my daughter woke up and I didn't. But I'm still feeling positive. The worst part will be sleeves. Like, I hate doing sleeves anyway, so that'll be the worst part. It's really fun. I feel like you're a kid and it's the summer holidays and you have 6 weeks off and you don't have anything to do, and you have days where like you might, I don't know, build den for an entire day and make it as big as possible. Or me and my sister would do like sad things like see how many times we could watch Josephine's Technical Dreamcoat in one day. Those sort of like, fun summer project day, and that's what it feels like. So it's quite nice. And what am I watching whilst I knit? I am watching the latest season of Taskmaster, which, I mean, obviously I've been watching it live and I'm up to date, but I just think this series has been really great so far. Um, Everyone's very unhinged. I saw Stevie Martin last year at Edinburgh Fringe. My sister lives in Edinburgh, so that's great because like accommodation is very expensive in the summer in Edinburgh, but I get to go and stay for free. So we went last year and I saw Stevie Martin, so I love that she's on it. I, have watched Ghost, so all on board with Matt. I've watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine and stuff, so Jason. I listened to Shagmar and Annoyed, so like Rosie, and I've heard Fatty on loads of podcasts. So I really loved the lineup this year, and I thought, why not watch that? It's good. And Taskmaster is like my comfort show. I very much got into it during the pandemic. Ever since then, it's just been like my little escape show, and I just love it. It's just so nice and silly and light-hearted. And I also just got a notification that a yarn delivery is coming today, so we can unpack that together. Next colour, pale pink. Lots of pink. Oh, my daughter likes pink. Shock horror. Next, coffee. That's my third one, and it's like 10 a.m. I just thought that this video would be a great first video in that like can kind of spend a bit more time together than doing a traditional knitting podcast episode. So I thought I could like introduce myself a bit more, kind of get to know me a bit more, and then my intention is to start doing monthly knitting podcasts in like the, pretty traditional format that everyone does that I love watching from the start of next month. Started knitting in March and I did a step-by-step sweater, and I kind of don't really remember what I used to do in my evenings before then. Like, it's wild, like, that I've only been knitting for 3 months, but I've made 2 jumpers, cardigan, hood, made a cardigan present. So I'm quite busy beavering away and learning lots of new things, and I spend a lot of time watching people on YouTube, finding pattern inspiration, learning new things. I just thought it would be fun, get involved. So here I am getting involved, and my first vlog is going to be knitting an entire sweater in one day. Go hard or go home, right? I live in York in the United Kingdom with my husband, daughter, and dog. I am currently on a career break. So at the end of last year, I quit my job that I had been in since I moved here, so almost 10 years, that was just making me miserable and wasn't fulfilling me, it just wasn't what I wanted to do. And I thought, I'm spending all my time doing this job that I hate and not seeing my child or my husband or my dog, and we kind of to and froed a bit, and I just went for it and thought, let's take some time off. So I feel really fortunate to be able to spend time with my daughter before she starts school next year. I know that that's a really privileged position to be in because it's expensive existing nowadays. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying having this extra time with people I love, doing things I love, and having hobbies for the first time since I was probably a child. Like, I have not had a hobby or time to do things I enjoy for so long. I picked up knitting and haven't really looked back. So that's a bit more about where I'm at with my, life and knitting. Okay, so I think I've done enough increases now for my like raglan. I think I need to do like another stripe just to make it a bit longer before I split the sleeves, but who cares about that? I just got a yarn delivery. I just tore it open to make sure that I don't show my address like, an idiot on the internet. And I thought we could do like live react to the colours, because I struggle buying yarn online because you just can't tell what colour it's going to be, can you? You can go on Ravelry and there can be hundreds of pictures and they all look completely different, and you just gotta hope for the best. So I've got a reasonable amount of yarn here from Holst Garn, which I've never used before, never ordered from before, but so cheap. So I thought I'm gonna try some of their yarns. I've got a couple of projects. They're kind of more autumn, but I'm knitting a lot of summer stuff at the moment. I just want to do wool, I just want to do jumpers. I guess because it's my first year of knitting, I've not had a chance to like build up a like stock of sweaters and pullovers, so I'm quite excited about the autumnal knits, to be honest. So yeah, I've already got some yarn for those. This is just like a freebie. They haven't, it was free, so I was like, I'll get that because whatever, why not? I asked my daughter what colour she wants because she's obsessed with bags. Like 3-year-old girls have a lot of treasure, whether it's stones on walks, whether it's like manky flower petals that she wants to make perfume out of. Like, I just thought, if I get around to making that, I can make it the colour she wants. And then, right, I went for the cones because the super soft, ironically does not feel super soft. They say that it has a lot of like the spinning oils and it will bloom a lot, and a lot of people online have said that, so I think hopefully it'll be okay. But I went for this for a cardigan, so it's kind of always over clothes and stuff, it doesn't matter quite as much. So this is in nougat, whatever that's called. And this is for my Brady loop cardigan, which I think is the name of it by Other Loops. And it's this like beautiful cardigan that has cables all down the sleeves. It runs, like continues around the back of your shoulders and then goes down the other sleeve, and then the body's kind of like stockinette. I just love that cardigan, it's so beautiful, and it's got double knit button band, which I've not really done before for buttons, so I thought that would be a really nice one, especially in this like neutral colour. The Coast, which is half cotton, half wool, and I've got the colour, what's this one? Stonehenge, and this is like a nice green. It's quite nice actually. I was like unsure how this one was going to be, but this is for a Lakes V-neck pullover by Ozetta. So I love everyone's Lakes pullovers on the internet, like everyone's making them, they're gorgeous. I haven't done saddle shoulders before, which that cardigan is also saddle shoulders I think as well, so I thought that it would be good to do a saddle shoulder like pullover and see how it fits and how I like it and how I like making it. And I went for the V-neck because it's so satisfying. why not? I haven't got a v-neck yet. Let's try it. I think it looks really like neat with the way it joins in the middle, and I might do a split hem as well just to experiment. So I've got this green. I'm either going to hold it triple, just this on its own, or double with like a mohair or alpaca fluff and see what makes gauge what feels the nicest and then go from there. But I've got enough to hold this triple if I want, and if I don't hold it triple and I do double, it will then be enough to do a summer crop top garment of some form. And then the final colour, which is just a colour that I'm obsessed with, is Cassis, which is actually purpler than I expected. I think on the pictures it looks a bit more like reddy, winey purple, but again, this is the Coast, which is the half wool, half cotton. I'm using this for an array of things, but yeah, I just really liked it. And this was £22 for 3,500 meters, so it's really affordable. Like, you hold it double, that's still almost 2,000 meters of yarn. Very excited by my yarn delivery. And now I'm going to go and do my final stripe before I split for sleeves, so I'll catch up with you when I'm ready to split for sleeves. This is my completed yoke. This is the colour that I'm using to split the sleeves. I'm going to use this scrap yarn. So I've got a 6mm hook, which is the same size as the needles that I'm using. So I'm going to just use some scrap yarn to put the stitches to bed. What do you say? Stitches to rest, on hold, whatever. And just do a little crochet chain, because then that, I don't know, apparently works. The issue with that is that I have done it before, as in I've done the chain. I've never actually re-picked the stitches up yet. So it'll be an experiment, I guess. I might put one on a cable. I've got a tiny cable that I can then put my shorties on and try and do it that way instead of DPNs, but it's just a bit awkward watching knitting having it on there. So yeah, I'm going to do stitch markers everywhere. My husband hates how many he finds. Maybe you don't want to watch this. That is my sleeve stitches on hold and another stitch mark on the floor. Sorry about all the banging. So we live on a relatively new development and all the chimneys leak apparently, so they're having to do remediation works on all the chimneys, so they're either having them fixed or removed, but it just means that there is scaffolding going up and down and up and down and up and down constantly. Yeah, I had a break where I had some lunch. I had roasted red pepper pasta, which I made with my daughter the other day. It's she's really into cooking at the moment, which is really cute. I am really game for having like a Michelin star chef as a child. That would be fab if that's what she wants to be when she grows up. So we just super encourage it, and making pasta is obviously a really easy dish, and we make sauces with like silken tofu in and various veg. So her favourite is green pasta, which is just whatever greens we have. Sometimes it's kale, sometimes broccoli, a lot of the time it's spinach. We just do it with silken tofu and like lemon and nutritional yeast. And she's kind of got to the point where she can like do that on her own. Like this one, we used roasted red peppers out of a jar, so basically no cooking other than pasta. And I put some cannellini beans in as well, which she picks out, but thought that counts, eh? What a load of
You're chatting nonsense.
waffle. Okay, I'm here with a 4 p.m. update, and we've got to the final colour. Doesn't mean I finished the body because I think I need like 3 more rows and ribbing, but this blue is the last colour, so this is our rainbow of colours. I think it looks stunning. My daughter wanted us to have matching ones, and I was like, don't know if I'm going to wear that, to be honest, but oh my god, it looks so good. I think I might be making a rainbow cardigan, let's be honest. Maybe I'll do an Olga jacket because it's 4 stripes, isn't it, the Olga? So that could work if I can get gauge. So this is where I'm at. I've got about an hour before I have to go. To be honest, I was getting quite slow. I think I needed a bit of a break. So like for the end of Wicked, I just like sat, and then I'm gonna go get a coffee, have a bit of a rest, maybe do another row or so, but I'm just gonna like rest my hands and then go for a walk with my husband and the dog, and obviously pick up Goose. But I mean, it's going well. I wouldn't say that I won't finish it today. I think it'll probably take me about an hour to do the last bit of the body, maybe slightly longer because I hate ribbing. And then it's just sleeves. I think the sleeves are going to have to be like the same length and then maybe a few extra. I don't want them to be too long because kids are gross, kids are mucky, kids like to dig in soil, kids like to smear food, kids are yuck. Okay, so I don't want them to like dragging because like for me, I love sleeves that come to like here, but for a 3-year-old, that's not practical. So I think I'm going to do tapered, short. So that'll save me some time as well, which I'm not arguing about. I think I will probably still be knitting late into the evening. It also depends on what mood my daughter's in when she gets home. Sometimes she can be quite clingy, which, I mean, I'm all for game of cuddles, but girls on the clock, so we will see what mood she's in. That might delay me a bit, but yeah, I haven't woven my ends yet, but the jogs are looking pretty nice, don't you think? Like they are a vast improvement from my first sweater, so I'm very happy with that. Can you believe my original plan was to change every row? I would not have done that today. I think I would have been halfway through. There's, I've forgotten her name. I'll put the handle on the video edit, but who's doing roll for sweater on TikTok, and it looked so good that I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it in a day for my daughter, but I'm glad I didn't. I don't think I would have managed that today. Maybe the next one. I think that Goose chose a really nice order for the colours. The red is kind of giving me the itch. I don't think it quite tonally goes. This red is the colour that I already had, and it's a blown yarn, so you have like this plasticky casing that all the alpaca is blown into. But for the red one, it's black, whereas all the rest of them it's like a whitey cleary colour. So that one just seems to be then very different because of that, and it kind of gave me the ick when I first got the yarn as well. I didn't love it in the skein, but thankfully it doesn't look as obvious when you knit it up, so I do like the cardigan in it. But I think with these colours it's just not quite going with it, but that's fine. There is another red that would have gone better, but obviously I already had this red, so I wasn't going to buy another red. I could have bought another red, but I didn't. So I think if I do one for me, I will not include the red just because I'm way more anal than 3-year-old. Then that is not true because she was very particular putting them in order. Like I've got a video of her sorting them all out, and she was quite like, standing back and observing and rearranging, which I like, but also sorry that I just don't look at the camera ever. I just look at my tripod because I'm not used to doing this. But yeah, there we are. It's now 7 p.m. and I've had a pretty big break. I went to go get my daughter from preschool, took the dog, took my husband for a walk. I've fit in a few rows here and there. So I was kind of at the point where I thought I would be doing a ribbing round, but my gauge, my row gauge in particular, is a lot tighter than it was when I did another garment in this yarn. So I used the red yarn in the past for a traveller's cardigan by Rosetta, and I used that to kind of work out what I was doing with this one. But this is just so much tighter, so I'm kind of like, do I add some extra rows to kind of cover my basis, or do I just block it aggressively, and if it's a bit cropped, it's a bit cropped. It's also coming up a bit narrow, but I'm not too concerned about that. I guess it's the length, but I kind of, I don't know, it's already 7 o'clock and I've got 2 sleeves to do, which I think is going to take me at least 2 hours per sleeve. So I'm kind of getting towards the end of the day and I'm like, do I want to do another row? I don't. Is it the end of the world if it's a bit cropped? Probably not. But yeah, I should technically probably do some extra rows. But if I do extra rows, I have to include the red, and I don't like the red, okay? If I end now, I get to use the nice pale pink for ribbing. If I do this as the next row, then I have red ink there, and I don't really want to put the red back in. So I think I'm just going to do the ribbing round and do I'm not sewing the bind off. I'll probably do a surprisingly stretchy bind off, maybe. Not sure. Or might just cast off like pearl-wise. That looks quite nice, I think. But then if it's already a bit snug, no. I'll do the stretchy one. But yeah, I'm kind of just tempted to do the ribbing and just, it is what it is. I can pin it to block it. Or she can just have a snug jumper. Not everything has to be oversized, okay? Not everything has to be oversized. But yeah, that is my 7 o'clock update. Matt has just taken Goose for her bath. She was literally caked in mud. Like, they'd been outside all day at preschool, so they'd had a nice day, but a very dry, hot day, sun cream, mud. So I did not let her come near this jumper, which means it'll be a surprise for her tomorrow, which is exciting. But yeah, I'm still feeling like I can get it done. I just might be here till like 1 a.m, but that's fine. Like, I'm a night owl. I just don't want to be here till like 4 a.m. Do you know what I mean? Like midnight 1, that's fine. 4 is too late for me. I get up at 6 with a 3-year-old, so you know. But yeah, isn't it beautiful? I'm so impressed with myself. I want one for me now. Quick check-in. It is 8:41 and I've only just picked up the stitches for the first sleeve. The body is bound off. I did the Jenny's bind off, maybe the one where you yarn over and then do 2 over it. I've got my tiny shorties for the sleeve. I've got 1 needle smaller than the other, so it slides off a bit quicker, and I'm just gonna power through. Okay, I've got wine. My husband went and got me wine, very generous. I'm watching Clarkson's Farm because I have an allotment and I want to hear what he thinks about last year's slugs. But yeah, I'm just going to power through the sleeve now and see. I think maybe it'll take me a couple, 3-4 hours total to do both sleeves. It's probably like, what, a third of the project, so we'll see. I'll give it a go. I'm still enjoying it, and I've had time to like have a break. Tea, we had sweet potato, spinach, coconut peanut butter curry with rice, and my daughter is now in bed, so yeah, just gonna have some downtime knitting, match the stripes, and then see where we get to and how it goes, and whether or not I'll ever want to try and knit a sweater in a day again. It is 10:40 and we have a sleeve. It took 2 hours, which isn't too bad considering that I've also knitted the entire body today. I'm on episode 3 of Clarkson's Farm, and yeah, I'm feeling very positive. Like, we're actually going to make an entire sweater in 1 day, and it might be too small for my daughter, but it doesn't matter. I made a jumper. Yeah, I just did the same amount of roses the body, which I'm aware may be a little short, but like I said earlier, kids are always just getting mucky, so I don't think it's the end of the world. I maybe wish that I cinched the cuffing a bit more. I did do some decreases, but only about like 6. I probably should have. Who cares? I am making a jumper, and this is not getting woven. Okay, that doesn't count. That is not part of making a jumper in a day. Ends don't count. The inside of the sleeve is that doesn't count. It doesn't count. Okay, it's like midnight. I'm halfway through my second sleeve and I'm just flagging. Like, my hands just feel slow, like they're not hurting or anything. I just feel slow, and I feel like I'm gonna be here till like 3 a.m. at this rate, but I'm so determined to get it done. I'm just, yeah, starting to, the novelty's wearing off. Okay, it's like 3 weeks later. No, it's not. It's like 1:15 a.m. maybe, and I'm on the final round of ribbing and I am about to cast off. So I thought, yeah, I should probably vlog that, but also I'm so tired and I just don't care about talking to you on YouTube right now. Do you know what I mean? But I am casting off. I'm doing Judy. My brain hurts, but I almost have it. I'm gonna cast off, not on camera, because I have no value here. But I'm almost done. Okay, this is my last 2 stitches that I'm binding off. So now I need to yarn over before I do that, don't I? Ew. Pulling over. Do you hear the dog snoring? I think he's having a dream. Bless him. I'm gonna go in. Oh, wait 1 sec. Going through the stitch. I'm very tired. Then we are ready. I can't believe I've made a whole jumper in 1 day. That is crazy. I mean, obviously I need to block it and weave in the ends, but I'm going to. Okay, I will take pictures, I will block this, I will do an update tomorrow, but good night. Hello, it is 1 week later. This is the first time I've had like to jump on, but I knit a sweater in 1 day. I still can't believe it, to be honest. And not only did I knit a sweater in 1 day, it looks phenomenal. When my daughter came down the next day and saw it, she went, "That is the most beautiful jumper I've ever seen." And it just made it all worth it. Like, how cute is that? I mean, don't get me wrong, her second comment was, "Mummy, that's not a real rainbow. Red should be at the top." Are you kidding me? You chose the order. But she loves it and it fits really well. I had to block it aggressively, should we say. I mean, it grew like by a third, but the sleeves are perfect, the body's perfect for her to wear with her dresses, and yeah, I'm really, really, really pleased with how it's turned out. I have not sewn in the ends yet because there's no way she'll be wearing this for the next like 2 months anyway. So I've got a bit of time to do that, and it's going to take a bit of time. But I really enjoyed the process. I think it was a great project for this kind of challenge in that it was difficult. I was up quite late, and sometimes I was like, am I going to be able to do it? But it was also manageable enough that I could go for two 40-minute walks. I could have my meals. I could sit with my family. I could have enough breaks so I didn't like hurt my hands or anything. So it was kind of a really good balance. And I didn't have any pain in my hands or anything like that. About 4 days later, I did notice that my fingers were a bit achy. Like if I go like this, they still kind of ache a bit, but I just haven't really knit for the last couple of days to rest them, and they're fine, to be honest. And I think I would do this all again, which is kind of crazy, but I think maybe I'll do something for me in a day one time. I mean, not anytime soon, but I think I will do it. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on and say that I'm very pleased that I did this. My daughter loves it. I love it. It fits great. And I'm just really impressed with myself for doing it all in one day. I know that some people might look at it and be like, but it's a kid's jumper. It's still a lot of knitting and a lot of, the shaping, and it was a challenge. And yeah, same time next year. I intend to film my first ever knitting podcast next week when my husband is in the office for the day. So, if you want to see what I've been knitting for the last few months, make sure you subscribe and tune in there. And thanks for watching my first attempt at vlogging for YouTube. I know that the microphone has not been perfect, the camera's not been perfect, but I'm learning and it'll get better with time. So, thanks for sticking around.